What if the one pitcher who was finally looking like an ace again just got pulled away from the Yankees by the exact same injury that already stole 2 months of his season? And what does this mean for a team that, believe it or not, might actually be set up for the greatest October comeback story in recent memory? Hello, Yankees universe. Welcome to NYY News Network, your go-to spot for the latest New York Yankees updates. If this is your first time here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss a single piece of breaking news from the Bronx. With everything happening right now, you're going to want to stay locked in soon because this story has layers. Now, let me ask you this. When you heard Max Fried was heading back to the injured list today, what was your gut reaction? Frustration, fear, maybe deja vu? Because if you're feeling like we've been here before, that's because we literally have same pitcher, same elbow, same bone bruise. But here's the thing. This time, the context around the Yankees is dramatically different. And honestly, there's a real case that this team is about to get significantly better, not worse. Let's start with the hard facts. On Monday, the New York Yankees officially placed left-hander Max Fried on the 15-day injured list with a left elbow bone bruise, backdated to August 14th. This is the second time Fried has hit the IL with this exact same injury in 2026. The first stint knocked him out from mid-May through July 22nd, over 2 full months on the shelf, and now, right in the middle of a heated pennant race, the same issue has resurfaced. Fried last pitched on August 13th against the Seattle Mariners. He battled through 5 innings, surrendering 5 hits and 1 run, a solo homer from Weston Wilson, while striking out 4. The final score was a heartbreaking 1-0 loss in the Bronx, and that, in many ways, sums up Fried's frustrating 2026 story. Brilliant pitching buried under an offense that simply couldn't get it done. Despite being winless at Yankee Stadium this season, his numbers tell a completely different story. Over 15 starts in 2026, Fried carries a 2.81 ERA, a 1.0 whip, and his StatCast profile is elite. Opponents averaging just 86 miles per hour exit velocity with a minuscule 1.5% barrel rate. That's not just good pitching, that's dominance. And here's what makes this loss sting even more. Since returning from his first IL stint on July 22nd, Fried was absolutely dealing. Over 5 starts covering 24 and 2/3 innings, the man posted a 1.82 ERA with 29 strikeouts. He was the best version of himself. The guy the Yankees paid $218 million over 8 years to be. He was the frontline starter who led all of Major League Baseball with 19 wins in 2025, finished 4th in the AL Cy Young race, and won his 4th career Gold Glove. And just like that, the momentum is paused again. And this is important, I want to flip the script here, Yankees universe. Because while everyone else is talking doom and gloom, I see something different when I look at this roster. Let me walk you through it. What do you think? Is this team built to survive without Fried? Drop your answer in the comments right now. First, the immediate replacement, Carlos Rodón, is officially back. The veteran left-hander is activated from the injured list and will start Tuesday against the Baltimore Orioles at Camden Yards, facing Shane Baz. Rodon's final rehab start was dominant, 4 1/3 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts at Double-A Somerset. That's not a guy easing his way back. That's a guy ready to contribute. So yes, the Yankees are losing one left-handed ace, but they're gaining another in the same breath. Now here's where it gets really interesting, and this is the angle nobody's talking about enough. Let me introduce you to the most important pitcher on this roster right now. And no, it's not Garrett Cole. It's Cam Schlittler. The 25-year-old right-hander is having one of the most dominant seasons by a young Yankee pitcher in recent history. Through 25 starts, Schlittler is 10-6 with a 2.19 ERA, a 0.96 whip, and 189 strikeouts against just 34 walks. Read those numbers again. A 2.19 ERA, that's an all-star, which he is, and a legitimate AL Cy Young contender. The 7th-round pick out of Northeastern has gone from postseason hero in 2025 to a bona fide ace in 2026. On the road, his numbers are almost alien, a 1.10 ERA and 0.74 whip across 14 starts. The Yankees don't just have a pitching depth, they have a potential generational arm at the top of their rotation who's only getting better. And this is the part that should genuinely excite you. Combine Schlittler with Cole, add in the returning Rodón, and you still have Will Warren and Ryan Weathers filling out a rotation that entered Monday with the lowest ERA in all of Major League Baseball at 3.38. Yes, you heard that right. Despite losing Fried twice, despite Rodón missing time with elbow inflammation, despite Cole missing all of 2025 with Tommy John surgery, the Yankees starting staff is the best in baseball. That's not opinion. That's a statistical fact. and it speaks to an organizational pitching depth that is genuinely elite. Now let's talk about what's coming back on the position player side, because this is where the narrative gets really exciting for October. Aaron Judge, the three-time MVP, was spotted playing catch and running at Rogers Center on August 15th before the Blue Jays series. He's been out since May 31st with a stress fracture in his right rib, but he was cleared for baseball activities on August 5th, and he told reporters point blank that he will be back this season. John Heyman estimates a mid-September return. When Judge returns, he's bringing back a bat that was hitting .248 with 17 home runs and a .9 under an 8 OPS in just 59 games before the injury. But wait, there's more. Cody Bellinger, always the 2026 All-Star Game MVP, is running at over 90% of his top speed, shagging fly balls and taking on-field batting practice. He told Yes Network on August 15th that he feels really close. Bellinger was hitting .459 with 11 home runs and 53 RBI across 102 games before a grade 2 hamstring strain on July 25th. Aaron Boone expects him to be the first of the 3 injured sluggers to return. And then there's Giancarlo Stanton. Big G has been out since April 24 with a calf strain, but he was seen running the bases on August 11th and has been facing live pitching from Rodón and Clark Schmidt. He's expected back before the end of August. When you consider that Judge, Bellinger, and Stanton have combined for over 1,000 career home runs and 16 All-Star selections, the cavalry isn't just coming as the Zigzag, it's practically at the gates. Think about that for a second. The Yankees are currently 69-55, while sitting in the number 1 wildcard spot in the American League, and they've done this without their 3 best hitters for most of the summer. The offense has been one of the worst in baseball since early July, and they're still winning. When this lineup gets healthy, this team goes from dangerous to terrifying. Now, does this remind you of anything from Yankees lore? Because I keep thinking about the 1990 team, so not the dominance itself, but the mentality. That team had an uncanny ability to absorb losses and keep winning. They didn't panic when things went wrong. They trusted their depth and waited for the moment to strike. This 2026 team has that same DNA. They've weathered a storm that would have sunk most rosters and still have the second best record in the American League. Let me ask you this, Yankees universe, has there been a team in recent memory that survived this level of injury devastation and still been in position for a deep playoff run? I honestly can't think of one. Yes, there are legitimate concerns. The fact that Fried's bone bruise has now recurred raises real questions about whether that elbow can hold up for a full October workload, and the Yankees are still 5 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays in the AL East, with the Rays sitting pretty at 74-49. The dream of having Colt or Fried and Rodón in the rotation at the same time still hasn't happened, and with Fried's history, there are no guarantees. That's a combined investment of well over $500 million in arms that have never shared a mound on the same active roster. But here's the perspective that matters most. If Fried can return by mid-September, even in a limited role, and if Judge, Bellinger, and Stanton come back on schedule, the Yankees heading into October would look like this. A rotation of Schlittler, Cole, Rodón, and potentially Fried, backed by a lineup featuring Judge, Bellinger, Stanton, Jazz Chisholm Jr., and Ben Rice. That's not a team hoping to survive the postseason. That's a team built to win it. The best case scenario for Fried is a return in early to mid-September with a couple of starts to get stretched out before October. The more realistic path puts him back around the final week of September. Either way, the Yankees have enough pitching firepower to bridge the gap. And honestly, between Schlittler's Cy Young caliber season and the reinforcements coming on both sides of the ball, this team's ceiling is higher than almost anyone realizes right now. So let me leave you with this thought. Yankees universe. Everyone's looking at Max Fried's injury and seeing a setback. I'm looking at the full picture and seeing a team that's about to load up like no other in baseball. The stars are aligning even if it doesn't feel like it today. What's your prediction? Can the Yankees pull off the ultimate second half surge and become the most dangerous team in October? Let me hear it in the comments section below. Let's get the conversation going. And before you go, hit that like button. It helps this channel reach more fans across the Yankees universe. Subscribe if you're new, turn on those notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. This is NYY News Network. Stay loud, stay proud, and as always, let's go Yankees.